What's up, guys? Like I've said earlier, um, you know, I've been a Mega Man fan for a pretty long time, and I've bought all the games ever since back on the original Mega Man series. Then you had your Battle Networks and all that stuff and Legends, but the Mega Man Zero series has always been one of my favorites, and it's hard to explain, but the Zero series is just one of my favorites because of the story, the artwork, the characters. It's just such a unique take on the character. And yes, like I said, you got the Battle Networks and stuff like that, but this series was just so different. It came out at the right time, I think. Um, and I fell in love with it. Originally, what made me a fan of it was not even me actually buying the game. My sister had bought it. She had a Game Boy Advance, and I was more of a console player. She was more of a handheld girl, and she bought Mega Man. Went to the store and bought it from mom one day and came back, and I was like, she got Mega Man. I'm like, this game was kind of neat, but I still didn't really just jump at it because it was her game and stuff. But she got to one of the bosses. I was one of the four Guardians, and she couldn't beat him. She's like, when you get to him, he's gonna be pretty tough. He's gonna hit you really hard. Because she was young. She was like in middle school or something like that. And I was like, okay. And of course, I had no idea how the game worked at that point. I just assumed, it was like most platformers or something, and got destroyed the first few times. And until I learned how to, actually fight the boss and stuff, charge attacks, all that good stuff. And I was like, okay, this is actually kind of fun. I like this. And I gave it back to her, and she played it. And then some days, like I said, when she would go to, she had, baseball, basketball practice, and softball practice and stuff like that. And so when she went to those things, I would sneak into her room and get Mega Man. And I played in a separate save file. She didn't care, but it's just like, I don't know why I snuck and got it, but I would play in a separate save file. And guys, the story, everything in the first game was just so amazing. The boss music, the boss fights, the warning logo popping up when the boss showed up. Everything about it was awesome. I love the character interactions. I love the character detailing. Everything about it. God, I love that game so much. And then when you get to the final boss, and spoilers, but it's years old now. When you find X and you find out that he's not actually X, but like copy X, that was a huge plot twist for me right there. It's like, whoa. Okay, it's not really X. It's not your friend. It's a copy who thinks it's him. And that boss fight was so amazing. And that was actually one of my first boss fights where I was tricked into a second form, because the first fight for me, now I can kind of get to the first fight like it's a breeze. But back then I was like, God, I just barely beat this guy. No sub tanks or anything. That was tough. As soon as you beat him, he transforms into this, winged angel form, and it's like, holy crap. And then he breaks the platform you're standing on, so you have, you can't run off the edge of the map. It's literally, you're fighting him on this platform with two insta-kill spike pose going up and down that you have to use to avoid one of his attacks. I'm telling you guys, it was insane to fight him. And then if you lose, you gotta do the whole thing over again. It doesn't start at him, you gotta fight both forms again, and God, so hard. But when I finally beat him in a second form with like barely any health left, it felt so good. And then you see Zero run away, and you're like, okay, what's gonna come next? And then you find Zero in the desert, and you find hundreds of Copy X's troops surrounding you in the desert, and you're basically, just a, Zero. You're just like, I'll always keep fighting whatever, and he cuts them in half, just pure awesome, and it's like, that was back in the day when you didn't know if games were going to continue. Like you knew games, you had game magazines and stuff, but you didn't know if the series you were following was going to start, like, continue. Like nowadays, you get your, Kingdom Hearts and your Uncharted and stuff like that. Which I won't use Kingdom Hearts. I'll use Uncharted or something, or, big name games like that, big AAA games, and they're going to get a sequel or something eventually. But you didn't know Zero was. It was just, I haven't heard anything else about this series. And then eventually, months passed, and you see in the game magazine, like, oh, guess what? Zero 2's coming out. And you're like, holy crap, I cannot wait. And I didn't know the exact launch date back then because, internet nowadays, you can look all that stuff up. Back then, if you were lucky to go to the store and get a game magazine, you could look. But like I said, the town I lived in, the nearest mall was like about 30 miles away, and I couldn't drive. So, you know, I was just pure luck on some weekends, like, you know, if we could go to the mall. It was usually every other weekend, you know. And so I got my news, you know, it was hard to get my news sometimes. So when I saw Zero Two, fell in love with it. We were on a field trip, bought it, got in the bus. One of my best friends, she was sitting by me. She's like, "What are you playing?" Zero Two. She's like, "That looks kind of neat." I was like, "You have no idea. This game is amazing." And Zero Two kicked it up a notch, you know, new weapons, new characters, new bosses, just great. And then it got deeper into the story with the Elf Wars and Omega, you know. God, the ending, guys, God, it was so fun back then. I miss that. I mean, games still do that kind of stuff with cliffhangers, because at the end of Zero Two, you see Omega's, you see his status pod opening, and the game just cuts off from there. It's like, you know, whatever's in there is big trouble, and the game ends right there. And you're just like, okay, this is awesome, you know. But I can just go on for days about each game's and stories and stuff like that. But this is a showcase why you, like, how much of a fan you are of Zero. You know, I bought Zero ZX Legacy Collection because I love it. I also have the Mega Man Zero Collection for the 3DS. I bought that, you know, beat the crap out of it. Everything's unlocked on it. Oh, I also bought the Mega Man Zero official complete works book. Love it. Udon re-released this again, and it has all the enemies in here. It has like character details, artwork. It has, sorry, I hit the mic. Trying to put this around. Don't want to hurt the spine. You know, it has Omega in here. You know, it has everything you could want to know about the series in here. It's a great book, just if you're a fan, or even just Mega Man fan. It has so much stuff. It has, you know, memorable cutscenes in here. Like I said, it has the original endings for each game. Yes, Zero Two, you can't see it, but at the bottom there is where Omega finally shows up. God, guys, it was so awesome. But I bought this again when Udon had it on pre-order. And not to be topped off with that, I also have the original Mega Man official completes works book from Udon, and this one took forever to come out. No hate on Udon, but if you knew about this book back in the day, Udon took forever to bring this book out, and when they did, it was this was hard to find. Copies on eBay go for around 130 above for copies of this book because it was so hard to find. You know, it was rare. This book was rare. I don't know why they didn't print more, but yeah, like I said, it was almost impossible to find this original book. And as you can see, because my green screen is on, it has the reflective hollow foil cover, and on the back, which is actually pretty awesome. The back is actually better, I think, than the hardcover. But you know, it's the same book. Honestly, it has all the same pages and bosses and stuff as the hardbound. It's just, you know, this one's holographic, and the back is different, and it was cheaper back in the day. This was $35, but that doesn't matter. I bought both of them because I love the series so much. You know, I just love it. And this is, like I said, this video, for anybody who's watching on my channel, is for a contest Capcom's having, you know, to express your love for the series. You know, you guys know firsthand, I have custom artwork for the Zero series. You know, my YouTube page is of, you know, custom artwork. Let's see if we can actually get that right now, that I had made just for myself. You know, probably won't pull it up exactly. Yeah, I ain't gonna do it exactly, but you know, I had the Mega Man Zero artwork. I can't get it pulled up right now because I don't have a copy on my computer either. Don't ask me why. I removed it somewhere. But yeah, this contest is to, you know, express how much you love Zero. And like I said, you guys know I love Zero. And even if I, like, this contest is like you said, you're supposed to express your love and show it off. Even if I don't win, I would blab to you guys about Zero for days if I could. And I probably will eventually, you know. It's just I gotta get so many videos I'm trying to get done for you guys. It's like sometimes I have videos on like Zero and the history and the lore, and it's such a big series that I have to write it down, and it just takes a while to get, you know, get it all done. But yeah, win or lose, I could care less. I mean, I love the Zero series. You know, if I win, I'm gonna, you know, love on Capcom really hard, you know, because I love to have the collector's edition. I wanted to get it this time, but I'm trying to save up for a house, and that's tough. And right now the house market is just not friendly to me. And you know, I'm trying to get through college. I got my last class. I got to pass it, and I've already paid for my cap and gown, so I definitely got to pass. And so, you know, I couldn't get the collector's edition like I wanted to, but I still want to get it. And like I said, win or lose, I'll probably still buy it eventually if I don't win. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Because I don't want to just sit here and ramble about Mega Man all night. I could, but I won't do that. But yeah. But thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, hopefully Capcom can look at this, consider it, maybe win, maybe not. Doesn't win, doesn't matter. If somebody else wins, if one of you guys wins, I say congrats to you guys. You know, no hard for me. Mega Man fans, Mega Man fan. If you're a fan of Zero, I love you. You know, you're awesome. But until later, guys, stay pixelated. I'll talk to you guys later.